It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. And Oklahoma City is where we'll be going just moments from now, as the Thunder will be going up against the Phoenix Suns. For Phoenix, the talk has been that they don't want to play with caution tonight. They want to let it all hang out. They seem to be a pretty revved up group coming into this game. We'll see if that translates into success on the court. Guys, during the 2016 offseason, the Suns ownership wrote a letter to the fans acknowledging past mistakes, promising to deliver a winner moving forward. That's a pretty bold step, Shaq.
Yeah, some of the blame was being put on the players. Ownership also complained about how some of the players in the millennial generation can't deal with setbacks.
Yeah.
Well, there's just some chemistry issues. When you can't win basketball games, a lot of times it's just chemistry, meaning that certain guys don't fit together. Don't mean that they can't fit in another place. And now you just need to figure out what that chemistry and what that mixture is on your team in Phoenix. You put it with the hot sun in Phoenix, Ernie. You put it in together, put it in a little jambalaya, put it together, and you got a great team.
To the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brett Barry. David Aldridge will be reporting from the sideline. We've got a Western Conference panel ready to get rolling, and with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, when Devin Booker's father finished his playing career in Europe, Devin, who was then 15, moved from Michigan to Mississippi to train with him. Devin said it was a culture shock, but it was the best decision I ever made. I was a student of the game, but I never understood the grind. He instilled that, and it stuck with me. Kevin?
And that kind of toughness is crucial to have at a young age. Thanks, D.A. Two teams tonight that love to get out and run. Brent, talk about some of the keys to being effective in the transition game.
Well, one part about transition, Kevin, is the first couple steps that anybody takes to get out on the break. I mean, there is a skill to running hard in transition, and then secondarily getting wide in the lane. So many coaches are yelling at their players about creating space by getting to the sidelines as quickly as possible. Those two things can make you pretty dynamic in the open floor.
And now the opening lineup for Phoenix. Booker and Warren on the perimeter. Chandler out there with Bender. And it's Payton in at the one. Well, watching T.J. Warren, you see a player who is always in control of every small action he makes on the floor.
Well, I think starting basketball games for T.J. Warren last year was a huge confidence builder. In his first two seasons, just 5 starts, but last year in his campaign, 59. He seemed to keep growing and growing in terms of that confidence that we're talking about, and then his ability to score started to blossom.
Screen by Adams. Back to Anthony. 5 to shoot. Shoots over Bender. And that one hits back iron. On defense, Oklahoma City. Here's Warren. Second chance effort. And Bender puts it in.
Man, how about the presence of mind of Bender going right back up with the shot after collecting that offensive rebound?
And George kicks to Anthony. Screen by Adams. Roberson the pass to Westbrook. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
And if he can hit that shot, it spreads the defense out and really changes the complexion of the game.
Yeah, you can start to creep away off of certain people, but this is an early warning shot from him.
Jumper off the screen. That one doesn't go. And here are the Thunder now. Robertson dishes to Westbrook. Outside Anthony. Screen by Adams. For three, Westbrook. Rebound by the Suns.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Well, it's like Thanksgiving out there, carving out space off the screen. Couldn't complete the play.
Warren with the ball. And it's Warren with the jam.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Outside Anthony. For three, Westbrook. Tyson Chandler grabs the board. For Phoenix, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Down low, here's Warren. It's deflected.
Iverson out there to play defense. He excels at getting off the ground so quickly to get the block.
And he banks in the layup.
A guy who converts well at the rim, you like to see the aggression there.
Yeah, it's the first quarter and he's already in attack mode, setting the tone right here.
And Booker kicks to Chandler. Inside, Bender. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Bender's got his second bucket of the game to go. Greg, you watch the Thunder play, and it's clear that this team comes out looking to attack. Everyone on the team wants to put it on the floor and go right at the rim.
And part of that is their leader, Westbrook, just setting the tone. I mean, team finished near the top in points in the paint last season, and the addition of Paul George just helps to enforce that strength.
Warren the pass to Payton. Chandler kicks to Bender. Booker right side, pass to Bender. To the inside. Over in the corner, Warren. A three-pointer off the mark.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Anthony's shot is off.
Perfect defense. Contesting without fouling, exactly what you want to do, especially deep into the paint.
Warren dishes to Payton. Back to Warren. Payton outside. Over to the left wing. Bender, no good. Bender trailing by 3. Lob pass to George, and it's George finishing it off.
And that's just not something Russell came in doing, being a playmaker. But what we're seeing out of Westbrook now, great vision.
Great way to see the alley-oop. That replay courtesy of Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. And first time out of the game called for Phoenix. Brent, when you were playing, your ability to pass and shoot, and you were 6'7", really a positionless player before the term became popular. You could play so many ways, in so many different positions, all over the floor. I would think that would fit today's game perfectly.
Well, it's nice of you to say, Kevin. I'd like to think that I was a bit of a switchblade player, especially the way the offenses now are expanding to the three-point line and giving guys with creativity a lot of room to operate. And if the first available shot's an open 3 for a guy on your team, I could probably sink my teeth into something like that.
You like positionless basketball? Why do you like watching it now?
Well, that's the way I play defense, Kevin. Positionless.
And a new group in here for the Thunder. Patterson, he's checked in for Anthony. Jeremy Grant comes in for George. Corey Brewer's checked in for Roberson. That's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. Ulis kicks to Daniels. Off target with his 3.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
To the inside, Patterson, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
On the wing, Jackson. Lenka kicks to Ulis. The shot will not fall. Adams, some nice D. On the wing, Brewer. He's covered by Daniels. Here's Grant. It's good from long range. Grant's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Wow, Jeremy Grant continuing to work on his game, stretching it out to the three-point line.
Now, here's Ulis. Defense is right there. The pass to Jackson. Now, here's Ulis. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
Man, you get so caught up in the bravado of someone scoring on you and you wanting to even the score. Unfortunately, he couldn't answer back.
Oklahoma City moving it around. A three. Oklahoma City gets it back. And here is Felton. In the corner, it's Brewer. He feeds it to Felton. Patterson setting the pick for Felton. And it's Grant in the corner. Adams with the screen on Len. Here's Grant. No good that time. And Phoenix will come the other way. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touch by Jackson. Alex Abrinas is checked in for Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City leading by 4. Felton kicks to Patterson. Phoenix grabs the miss. Outside Jackson. Pass to Chris. Trying to get back on track. Len. Now the feed to Ulis. It's good. Ulis has got his first basket of the night.
Well, that's some good O there. Always like to see them getting those interior looks.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Patterson, the screen. Felton, the pass to Grant. Patterson, the screen. Grant outside. From the arc. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. Land's got his third rebound tonight. There's Jackson with the three. No good on that last second attempt there. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Thunder lead by 2. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Oklahoma City. And let's hear from Tyson Chandler. He talked about what he brings to this team.
I do a lot that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. That's what I pride myself on. You know, some nights you never get the ball, but you still can be effective on the floor. Whether that's rebounding, playing defense, hustling, trying to create extra shots for your team. Whatever it is necessary that I feel like help my team get a win.
Chandler has long been the kind of player all coaches want on their team. He's the definition, Greg, of an unselfish player who doesn't care about his ego or his stats.
And he knows that and prides himself on it. That also makes him the kind of player his teammates appreciate so much because they know nobody wins any rings without a guy like Tyson Chandler on the team.
And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. What stands out to you from Oklahoma City in this one?
Huge fan of how they have rotated here defensively, been able to challenge multiple shots.
And if you're rotating like that, it's got to be a great line of communication between all 5 guys. You see that reflected on the scores, all that trust showing up with the lead.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And Phoenix looking who they've got on the floor. Grizz is down low with Len to his side. And there's Jackson. Then it's Ulis, and it's Daniels in at the shooting guard position.
And that's from beyond, guys, right back at you.
Yeah, that's a nice response there, leaving a voicemail in return from the three-point line. Looks like we're seeing similar game plans right now. Great patience on the block, elevating with ease, and then sinking the close-range shot over the top of the D.
Now the Suns' issue last season was their defensive focus, Brent. Bottom 5 in the league in defense, and had a lot of trouble not committing silly fouls on defense.
That's where youth plays a huge part, Kevin. Inexperience, not understanding the nuances of the NBA defensive game. And a lot of times what you'll see, Kevin, is young guys getting caught up in the idea that, hey, I stopped my man, I did a good job defensively, and that's not really what team defense is all about, certainly at the NBA level.
Felton kicks to Grant. Off target from three-point range.
And just not able to find the target from three-point range here in the second quarter, although he did knock down one in the first.
The Thunder with the lead. Outside, Felton. Anderson setting the pick for Felton. Kicks it to Grant. Now Brewer. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Knocks down the three ball. And the Thunder lead by 5.
And when the D is this non-existent, it's pretty easy for shooters. Fishing with dynamite.
And the Suns call time here. Hey, Brent, what's more important, offense or defense? Some guys are great at both.
Well, offense is sometimes what you get paid for, Kevin, but defense is where you need a buy-in. And so to me, it's always the defense and the way that you construct that camaraderie on that end of the floor, that communication on that end of the floor, that's going to make the difference in your season.
Don't you love two-way players, though, guys that play hard at both ends? It's hard to do, but the guys that do it well really stand out.
Well, it's not football, Kevin. There's two sides that you have to play in basketball, and certainly the more equipped that you are to play both, the more playing time you're going to see for a coach.
Patterson, the screen, and here's George for 3. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
And they've done a great job knocking down those long-range shots here in the second, shooting just over 40% from downtown.
Bender dishes to Payton. They set the pick. Some nice ball movement here by the Suns. They get it back. Williams misses the layup. He had him with that bump fake.
And defense timed that out perfectly. Love the aggressiveness, and then they changed the shot's direction.
And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Here's Payton. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Bender with the bucket.
Yeah, he couldn't connect on anything from outside in the first quarter, but now he's hit 2 threes in the second quarter, and he looks much better.
Here's Westbrook. Rebound by Williams.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Payton with the ball. Now the dish to Warren. Over in the corner, Williams. Passes to Bender. 6 to shoot. Bank shot. No good. The Thunder leading by 4. Feeds it to George. who gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
And Paul George kind of made it known of his desire to leave for LA after this season, but big risk for the Thunder to make that move and trade for him.
And for Paul George, who knows what the future holds for him, but Greg, he is a great fit, it would seem, for the Thunder.
Listen, you give the Thunder another star to pair with Westbrook, and they're taking a leap of faith here with George.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Adams checked in. Payton passes to Williams. Here's Bender. And not a good shot for him. They can get better looks than that. Up to the right wing. Westbrook with a wide open look. Rebound by Williams.
No doubt disappointed with that one. He'd love to have that one back.
Yeah, I'd put that play on repeat. The setup was perfect. Just need a better result next time.
Payton, good.
Some guys just take pride in how they set screens. It might seem like a small part of the game, but as you saw there, it can have a huge impact in getting a shooter an open look at the basket.
Screen by Adams. Back to Westbrook. It's George on the wing. Here's Roberson. Defended by Booker. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Well, if you look at Andre Roberson's stats, you would wonder why he gets so much playing time. Not a great scorer, gets a ton of minutes, and I'll tell you why. He can defend wing players and great scorers in this league like a hawk. That's the reason why he became a valuable performer through the years for Oklahoma City.
And the Suns making a change here. Chandler's checked in.
And a power forward in college. Roberson's been working on increasing his shooting range ever since he entered the league.
Bender kicks to Booker. Chandler with a screen for Booker. Chandler is screen. Dishes to Bender. And the 3 off target. And you look at Roberson, and he is clearly a defensive specialist for this team.
But he's a great wing defender and so many great offensive weapons at the 2 and 3 spot in the conference, the Western Conference, that he is familiar with. Does a great job of going out on a nightly basis and doing what he does best. That's playing defense for his ball club.
Warren dishes to Chandler. Here's Bender. His 3-pointers off the mark.
Well, he's gotten shots up, but they're not finding the rim. The squad's suffering because of it right now. A bit out of rhythm.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Payton passes to Warren. He kicks it to Bender. Back to Warren. Chandler with the screen on him. Here's Warren. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And when you see T.J. Warren on the court, I just love his activity. I mean, he's always cutting and moving without the basketball. Very adept at finding those openings on the floor.
Alex Abrinas is checked in for Andre Roberson. And for the Suns, Jackson, he's checked in for Dragan Bender. And Tyler Ewis subbed in for Elfrid Payton. He hits the second from the line. And Warren last season had his year interrupted by injury, cooled off after the fast start, but Greg, he will always play with that activity.
Yeah, and he's so good at switching directions on a defender. Seemingly simple moves help him create great space both with and without the ball.
Suns trail by 8. Ewis kicks to Warren. They set the pick. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Warren's got 7 points in the game.
To give a ton of credit to the screener there. That was a perfect pick to give his teammate the space to knock down the shot.
Here's Anthony. The shot's good on the assist by Jordan.
And such a dynamic offensive threat is Carmelo Anthony. All time working well off the screen.
And that does it for the first half of play. It's the Thunder. They lead by 8. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Carmelo, what was the area of emphasis for your team during the first half?
Well, we're doing it on both ends of the court. We're bumping down on the defensive end. We're sharing the ball offensively, making good plays. You know, cherishing every possession count. And we're doing that the first half.
I know you want to keep it going in the second half. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. This big mountain of a man is Shaquille O'Neal, and this hill of a man is Kenny the Jet Smith. A competitive matchup for Oklahoma City in the first quarter. Their largest deficit of the period was just 4 points. They were right there within shouting distance the entire time. They were in the driver's seat once we got into the second quarter. Their lead is now 8 here at the half, and they've got all the momentum on their side. Shaq, your thoughts on the Thunder?
I don't think anyone expected to see such numbers from the bench. You know, I'm impressed. It was what they needed, the jolt they needed, Ernie. Wow, I never knew their bench. As a matter of fact, I don't even know any of their players coming off the bench. Man, keep going, bench guys.
Kenny, your take on Phoenix?
It looked like they were shooting threes blindfolded. Sometimes you could get cold, but that was atrocious. It was scary. But they also looked scattered out there, and I think that disorganization was the main issue for them missing those shots. They need to establish themselves better into a better rhythm in the second half and avoid relying so heavily on the three-point shot.
That's it for halftime, as the second half is just about to get underway.
Welcome back to Oklahoma City, everyone. You can see Chesapeake Energy Arena there in the background as the cars stream down I-40. All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. Great performance by Dragan Bender.
I'll tell you, the scoring he gave them in the first half really made the difference.
Well, the defense is paying attention to a lot of other guys. He's gotten some good looks, and he's done a great job of finishing those off.
Here's Westbrook. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair. Anthony is out there with Paul George. And it's Adams in at the pivot, manning the middle. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. And here's Westbrook from the arc. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Westbrook's got his team on the board first here in the second half for the Thunder.
Well, you know what this Suns team wants to do when they go up against you? They are looking to get out in the open floor and get easy baskets off transition. One of the best teams in the league when it comes to capitalizing on the break.
It's tipped. Shot clock at 5. He dishes it to George. Anthony kicks to Robertson. Screen by Adams. Adams with the screen on Booker. Outside, George. Offline with his three.